The number 3 Montana game of all time. Joe versus Steve.
The 49ers had a great quarterback in Steve Young, but every 49er fan's worst nightmare. Joe Montana's gone, and he's thriving in Kansas City.
We got Joe! We got Joe!
The 49ers, very early in the season in 1994, are now Steve Young's team.
Joe's not our quarterback, I'm not a center no more. How's that?
But until Steve Young won a Super Bowl, Joe still owned that town.
Montana's still the best, and he always will be.
It wasn't like we don't like Steve. It was more for the memory of those 4 Super Bowls.
We love Joe Montana!
He got traded to Kansas City. Emotionally, I think there's a lot of people in the Bay Area, like, they went with him.
If you want to talk to someone who wants to play, come talk to me.
Steve was positive he was the best quarterback with our team from the day he got there. And he wasn't real quiet about it.
Joe and Steve did not like each other very much. There was not a lot of love lost between the two.
Of course, he wanted to crush him. Montana always saw Young as a threat who needed to be expunged, and he got his chance.
Everybody had it marked down as Joe versus Steve. It was 2 good teams, 2 playoff teams that year. I'm sure that Steve looked at Joe to see if Joe was acknowledging him, and I'm sure Joe wasn't. To Steve, Joe was saying, hey, game on.
High formation play fake by Montana, wants to throw wide open. Joe Valerio has a touchdown!
I think you can see it in that reaction. He wants his win today.
While Joe enjoyed some sweet success in the number 3 game on our list.
Back to throw is Montana, fires for the end zone, Keith Cash, touchdown Kansas City!
His counterpart was left with a much more sour taste in his mouth.
Young will throw, he's being rushed, he's headed the end zone! He's headed the end zone! It's a safety! Derek Thomas nailed Steve Young!
I think Steve Young tried to force that one to Jerry Rice.
Steve Young has really had a scramble to stay away from constant pressure.
That was the best team of the decade for the 49ers. They won the Super Bowl there. They only lost 3 games. One of the games they lost was at Arrowhead to Joe Montana.
This game means so much to Joe Montana. Yeah, I mean, he can play it down and not talk, but I know Joe Montana.
You could make the argument that if he maybe was honest about this, he would rank that victory maybe even the equal of anything he did in the Super Bowl.
On his list, I gotta think outside of winning a championship game, that one might have felt pretty good.
I know it.